We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lapakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Modi hoists a sacred flag atop Sri Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Says we must take pride in our heritage. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates Panchajanya monument honouring Lord Krishna's sacred conch in Haryana's Kurukshetra. Also takes part in the 350th Shahidi Divas of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur. Diplomatic efforts overdraft US plan to end Ukraine war intensifies as US and Russia hold talks in Abu Dhabi. Taiwan Premier firmly rejects Beijing's sovereignty claims as she tells Trump the island must return to China. And on to the details now. An atmosphere of celebration and enthusiasm adorns Uttar Pradesh's Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Ram, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoisted the saffron-coloured flag on the temple's pinnacle, symbolizing the completion of the temple's construction and ushering in a new chapter of cultural celebration and national unity. RSS Chief Dr. Mohan Bhagwat and Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath were also present on the occasion. Prime Minister Modi termed the occasion as historic, highlighting the significance of the Dharmendra.
केवल एक ध्वजा नहीं, ये भारतीय सभ्यता के पुनर्जागरण का ध्वज है। इसका भगवा रंग, इस पर रचित सूर्यवंश की ख्याति, वर्णित ओम शब्द और अंकित कोविदार वृक्ष राम राज्य की कीर्ति को प्रतिरूपित करता है। ये ध्वज संकल्प है, ये ध्वज सफलता है, ये ध्वज संघर्ष से सृजन की गाथा है, ये ध्वज सदियों से चले आ रहे स्वप्नों का साकार स्वरूप है। ये ध्वज संतों की साधना और समाज की सहभागिता की सार्थक परिणति है। साथियों, आने वाली सदियों और सहस्त्र शताब्दियों तक ये धर्म ध्वज प्रभु राम के आदर्शों और सिद्धांतों का उद्घोष करेगा।
Earlier, Prime Minister Modi visited Sapta Mandir or 7 temples located within the expansive Ram Janmabhoomi temple complex in Ayodhya. These 7 temples honor Maharishi Vashisht, Maharishi Vishwamitra, Maharishi Agastya, Maharishi Valmiki, Devi Ahilya, Nishat Raj Guha and Mata Shabri. Well, the temples represent the revered gurus, devotees and companions who played pivotal roles in Lord Ram's life, and their presence in the complex highlights their enduring significance. Prime Minister Modi said the divine courtyard of the Ram Mandir are emerging as a sacred symbol of India's collective strength, the legacy of which continues to inspire millions.
Ram Mandir का दिव्य प्रांगण भारत के सामूहिक सामर्थ्य की भी चेतना स्थली बन रहा है। यहां 7 मंदिर बने हैं। यहां माता शबरी का मंदिर बना है, जो जनजातीय समाज के प्रेम भाव और आतिथ्य परंपरा की प्रतिमूर्ति है। यहां निषादराज का मंदिर बना है। ये उस मित्रता का साक्षी है जो साधन नहीं, साध्य को, उसकी भावना को पूजती है। यहां एक ही स्थान पर माता अहिल्या है, महर्षि वाल्मीकि है, महर्षि वशिष्ठ है, महर्षि विश्वामित्र है, महर्षि अगस्त्य है और संत तुलसीदास है। रामलला के साथ साथ इन सभी ऋषियों के दर्शन भी यहीं पर होते हैं। ये मंदिर हमारी आस्था के साथ साथ मित्रता, कर्तव्य और सामाजिक सद्भाव के मूल्यों को भी शक्ति देते हैं।
Earlier, upon arrival and after leaving from the Ram temple, Prime Minister Modi held a vibrant roadshow in Ayodhya. Thousands gathered in a festive, spiritual atmosphere filled with chants, devotional music and shankh sounds. Well, the renowned Indian playback singer Udit Narayan said it is a historic day for the nation and he's fortunate to be part of these celebrations.
ये तो ऐतिहासिक पल है। इससे खुशी की बात क्या होगी कि प्रभु श्री राम मंदिर ध्वजारोहण की शुभकामनाएं आप सब लोगों को, और मुझे भी इस ऐतिहासिक पल में आने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ। बहुत खुश हूं।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also inaugurated the newly constructed Panchajanya, a structure dedicated to the sacred conch associated with Lord Krishna. He inaugurated the newly constructed Panchajanya, constructed in honor of the sacred conch of Lord Krishna. Thereafter, he visited the Mahabharata Anubhav Kendra, an immersive experiential center where installations depict significant episodes from the Mahabharata, highlighting its enduring cultural and spiritual significance. Also, Prime Minister participated in a special program commemorating the 350th Shahidi Divas of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, the revered 9th Sikh Guru. Guru Tegh Bahadur sacrificed his life for the cause of humanity and for the protection of religion. He was a great spiritual guide and a true patriot. He promoted love and unity in society. He encouraged people to fight for truth and justice. During the event, the Prime Minister released a special coin and commemorative stamp marking the 350th Shahidi Divas of the revered Guru. Guru Tegh Bahadur was the youngest of the 5 sons of Guru Haru Gobind Sahib Ji, the 6th Sikh Guru and Mata Nanaki. At just 13 years old, Tegh distinguished himself in the Battle of Kartarpur against Mughal forces, displaying extraordinary bravery and skill with the sword. His fearless valor earned him the name Tegh Bahadur. Mighty of the sword, in his address, Prime Minister Modi said that Guru Sahib gave up everything to protect the tilak of faith and to ensure that people's religious beliefs were never suppressed.
धर्म का तिलक सुरक्षित रहे, लोगों की आस्था पर अत्याचार न हो, इसके लिए गुरु साहिब ने सब कुछ न्यौछावर कर दिया। साथियों, आज गुरु साहब की इसी बलिदान भूमि के रूप में आज दिल्ली का शीशगंज गुरुद्वारा हमारी प्रेरणा का एक जीवन स्थल बनकर खड़ा है। आनंदपुर साहब का तीर्थ हमारी राष्ट्रीय चेतना की शक्ति भूमि है और आज हिंदुस्तान का जो स्वरूप शेष है उसमें गुरु साहब जैसे युग पुरुषों का त्याग और समर्पण समाहित है।
Later, Prime Minister also performed darshan and puja at Brahma Sarovar, one of India's most sacred pilgrimage sites, said to be associated with the divine revelation of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This visit coincides with the ongoing International Gita Mahotsav, which is currently being held in Kurukshetra from 15th of November to the 5th of December.
गिरयस्त्रीणि विष्णुपदानि च तेन युक्प्रमाणेन पुण्यं पुण्याहं दीर्घमायुरस्तु अस्तु दीर्घमायुः पुष्पाञ्जलिर्मया दत्तो।
And moving on, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh delivered a keynote address at Samudra Utkarsh, a seminar organised by the Department of Defence Production, showcasing the capabilities of Indian shipyards in New Delhi. He's urged international partners to tap the potential of India's vibrant shipbuilding industry and co-develop next-generation maritime capabilities. He said that India aims to become preferred ship repair hub for Indo-Pacific region.
Ships from friendly foreign nations are increasingly coming to Indian shipyards for the complex refits. And this is a clear recognition of India's capability, reliability, and the cost competitiveness. Our ambition is clear. We want to become the preferred sustainment and repair hub for the entire Indo-Pacific region. India's shipbuilding ecosystem today stands on the strength of the multiple world-class platforms that reflect our technological maturity and industrial depth. In the defense sector, our shipyards are delivering some of the most advanced vessels in the Indo-Pacific.
Well, Indian Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi inaugurated the 4th edition of the Indian Navy's Naval Innovation and Indigenization Organization NIIO seminar, Swavalamban 2025 at Manekshaw Center in New Delhi. The two-day event from 25th to 26th of November will highlight Indian Navy's innovation and indigenization efforts and the contributions of the Indian industry. Seminar also includes dedicated exhibit zones highlighting products that have emerged as success stories as well as those realized through the ideation to induction cycle.
ये अभी चौथा एडिशन है एंड पिछले सालों में और स्पेशली पिछले 4 सालों में हमने इंडियन इंडस्ट्री जो स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, जो हमारा लोकल टैलेंट है हमारे पास इतना बढ़िया, उनको हमने जो हमारे एरिया से जहां हमको फोकस चाहिए था, नीश टेक्नोलॉजीज चाहिए थे, वो हमने इनको दिए हैं एंड जो प्रोडक्ट्स उन्होंने बनाए हैं उस चैलेंज पे वो आज डिस्प्ले पे हैं यहाँ. इनमें से काफी प्रोडक्ट्स हैव बीन टेस्टेड इन द फील्ड and some of them have been inducted into the Indian Navy also. These products have application not only in the Navy but in the other services and also possible civilian application.
Well, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held a bilateral meeting with the President of the House of Representatives, Cyprus, Anita Demetriou, on Tuesday. Taking to social media platform X, the minister said that both dignitaries had wide-ranging discussions on bilateral cooperation anchored in shared democratic values, respect for territorial integrity and a firm opposition to terrorism and radicalization. Now, the External Affairs Minister further said that he is confident that Cyprus' upcoming EU presidency will help further strengthen the India-EU ties. And in Thimphu, a solemn concluding ceremony marked the return of Lord Buddha's holy relics to India after an extended and immensely successful exposition in Bhutan. The rituals were held at the main monastery where the sacred relics had been displayed since their arrival on the 8th of November. Union Minister for Minority Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, Kiren Rijiju, who led the Indian delegation, joined the King of Bhutan and senior Bhutanese leaders for the ceremonial proceedings. During the ceremony, the Home Minister of Bhutan expressed heartfelt gratitude to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Government of India for bringing the sacred relics to Bhutan and for extending their exposition by an additional week, a gesture welcomed by thousands of devotees. Kiren Rijiju, in his remarks, said he was deeply moved by the reverence shown to the people of Bhutan, noting that the cultural and spiritual bonds between India and Bhutan continue to be the foundation of their friendship.
These sacred relics of Lord Buddha coming to Bhutan has a significant message of Lord Buddha, which binds India and Bhutan together. A centuries-old relationship between India and Bhutan has been cemented by our understanding, and to give a spiritual touch to our relationship, the coming of the sacred Buddha relics to Bhutan on the occasion of the World Peace Prayer, which is conducted here in Bhutan by the Royal Government of Bhutan, and on the auspicious occasion of the 70th birth anniversary of the 4th King of Bhutan. This has made this particular coming of relics extremely special.
And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Drones crash in Romania and Moldova as both nations report new airspaces breach linked to Russian strikes. South Africa in complete hold in Guwahati Test needs 8 wickets to complete historic series sweep against host India.
This week on Defence Dynamics, India's DRDO and France's DGA have signed a pact on technology transfer, what it involves and why it is a game changer. Across the Atlantic, the United States has approved a possible sale of Javelin anti-tank missiles to India, small in size, strategic in impact, and another clearance of 216 Excalibur GPS-guided artillery rounds, boosting India's precision strike capability. Catch the sharpest analysis of power, posture and technology this Wednesday at 8 PM IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, and moving on, U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll is meeting with the Russian delegation in Abu Dhabi on Tuesday. U.S. and British media reported days after talks with Ukraine in Geneva aimed at ending the conflict. Now, Driscoll met the Russian delegation on Monday, with talks due to continue on Tuesday. The latest talks were previously undisclosed and follow meetings held in Switzerland between U.S. and Ukrainian officials aimed at resolving the war with Russia. Now, the United States has been pushing Ukraine to accept its proposals to end the war, despite Kyiv saying the plan concedes too much to Moscow. Meanwhile, Ukrainian Security Council Secretary Rustem Umerov said on Tuesday that Ukraine wants President Volodymyr Zelensky and U.S. counterpart Donald Trump to meet this week for further talks on ending the war with Russia. And Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Moscow expects the revised U.S. peace plan for Ukraine to fully reflect the spirit and letter of the agreement reached between President Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump at the Alaska summit in August. Now, Lavrov said Russia had welcomed the initial draft of the U.S. plan and is now waiting for an updated version.
We
have channels of communication with our US counterparts and we use them. We expect to receive the version they consider interim after the coordination phase with the Europeans and the Ukrainians ends. Then we will review it, because if the spirit and letter of anchorage, the key understandings we recorded, are stripped out, it will be a fundamentally different situation. But for now, I repeat, we have not received anything officially.
And moving on, drones crashed in Romania and Moldova on Tuesday amid a fresh wave of heavy Russian airstrikes on Ukraine. Both the countries reported unauthorized drone crossings overnight. In Moldova, 6 drones entered its airspace with debris hitting a house in Kuharasiti, Dijos, prompting an evacuation and deployment of explosive experts. Moldova said it will summon Russia's ambassador over the serious violation. In Romania, a drone crashed in Vaslui near the Moldovan border. Meanwhile, Romania said on Tuesday it had sent out fighter jets to track drones which breached its territory near the border with Ukraine. And Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi and US President Donald Trump discussed China relations in a phone call on Tuesday. Their first talk since the Japanese premier sparked a major diplomatic bust-up with Beijing over her remarks on Taiwan. Following the call, Takaichi told reporters that President Trump gave a brief explanation of the recent state of US-China relations, declining to go into further details. Takaichi added that Trump told her they are very close friends and she could call any time. Meanwhile, Taiwan Premier Cho Jung-tae has asserted that a return to China is not an option for the island's 23 million people. The reaction came as President Xi Jinping pressed his country's sovereignty claims in a call with U.S. counterpart Trump on Monday. She said Taiwan's return to China at the end of World War II was a key part of Beijing's vision for the world order. Now, Taiwan's democratically elected government strongly rejects China's stance. And IFFI paid tribute to late legendary actor Dharmendra through a special session by filmmaker Rahul Ravil at the ongoing 56th edition. DD India's Deepika interacted with Rahul Ravil, who recalled fond memories of Dharmendra and shared his unknown stories with us. Take a listen.
She's paying tribute to the legendary actor who's no more with us, actor Dharmendra. And now we are joined by Mr. Rahul Ravil, who is also a very celebrated filmmaker. Sir, thank you so much for talking to us. This is definitely an end of an era. He was fondly known as the He-Man. What memories would you tell us today?
I have fantastic memories of Dharmendra. I've been very close with him, with the family, and for me, it's a time which I know it's a very sad thing, and my heart goes out to the family. Bobby, Sunny, Prakash, Auntie, it's a loss for them. It will be greater than anybody else's loss. But I think a man like Dharmendra should be celebrated. Cinema should be proud of the fact that we have lived in an era where Dharmendra was there. Because he had so much warmth, so much love he passed. And He-Man, in a sense, there was no better looking man than him. And he was very humble, he was very, he was very deep rooted in the family. Like, I used to tell Sunny, I said, Sunny, your house in Juhu, it's only that, the house has come from a village and been put into Bombay. Because inside, once you enter, you're in a different world, a world we've not seen. And we should all see that. Deep-rooted, very family-oriented. And a wonderful human being is all I can say.
You last met him 8 months ago. Yeah. How was the experience? Tell us what you discussed and how was his health condition?
His health condition was fine. He was normal. He was talking, and then he was showing me vegetables which he's grown. And then he showed me in the farm what he's building and what he's not doing. So constantly, he was working constantly. And working what you enjoy the most, is the earthliness which he really exuded in a huge way. That came across very strongly.
And also when we talk about, because it's been decades, you shared decades of stories with him. One best moment that comes on the top of your head when we talk about Dharmendra ji?
The best moment for me and the blessed moment was that I was touched by him. that he influenced my life so much that I'm here. Very, very few icons who have really touched my life. There was Mr. Raj Kapoor, who was my guru, and that is Dharmendra, who taught me a lot. And now that he's not with us, and I'm sure he's gone to another world where if I know him and if I know Mr. Raj Kapoor and lots of other people who are in the other world, they must be planning a film now. That's all they could be doing, because they only spoke about cinema.
Rahul sir, because so many young generations, current stars are there, what message would you like to give them taking the legacy ahead of Dharmendra ji?
Work hard, be like him. The man achieved so much in life, but he was humble, and he was rooted in the earth. That's what made him different from everybody else. And his passion for working, I think that's really important.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, ma'am.
So there you heard Rahul Ravel ji. We are paying a tribute at the 56th edition of IFFI, and we brought you some of the fond memories of Dharmendra ji, an icon of Indian cinema. With camera person Senthil, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Goa.
And on to some sports news now. India is staring at another home series loss after being given a mammoth target of 549 runs by South Africa to win the second and final test match and draw the series. At the close of fourth day's play, India were at 27 runs with the loss of 2 wickets with Doordarshan at the crease along with night watchman Kuldeep Yadav. The hosts need another 522 runs with a day left to pull off a miracle. Earlier, South Africa declared their innings at 260 runs for 5 wickets after taking a lead of 548 runs with the match heavily tilted in South Africa's favour. India now faces a monumental job, that is to bat out nearly 3 sessions to salvage a draw or somehow script one of the greatest chases in Test history. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.